Helen Yee here in Houston for UFC 265 Fight Week, being joined by the one and only, the very talented Mr. Michael Chandler. Now, I saw on your Instagram story that you were playing a little golf with DC today. How did that go?
Oh, well, DC played a little bit better than I did. Dan Hellie is a heck of a golfer. I'm pretty bad. I'm not that good. I'm kind of just getting into it. No, but we did the UFC live, or the live weigh-in show this morning. And then they said they were going to go play. And I was like, well, I'll go after my workout. So I met him on like hole 6 after I got done working out. So it was fun. You know, I'm here in Houston. I fly out in the morning. So just getting a little more work outside of actually fighting inside the octagon.
But speaking of getting back inside the octagon, all your fans can't wait to watch you in November fight Justin Gaethje. Now, where do you rank his skill set amongst some of those that you fought?
Man, I think Justin's right up there at the very top. I mean, when you look at his abilities in the striking game, he has this ability to look like he gets tired. People question his cardio, but even when he gets tired, even when he slows down or gets quote unquote sloppy, the dude is still the most dangerous sloppy guy in the entire world. He loves to inflict damage. When he gets taken down, he's always trying to get back up. He's hard as heck to take down. So it's normally largely a striking battle when you're fighting a guy like Justin Gaethje. So worked out with Henry Hoof this morning. We're starting to get that game plan together. Gaethje has a phenomenal coach in Trevor Whitman, obviously. So it's going to be two of the best coaches in the world going at it with their fighters, and two of the best fighters in the lightweight division. So this is a fight that I've wanted since day one. Justin Gaethje's been a name in my mind, and that I've spoken about numerous times that I want to fight, mainly because I think you guys, the fans, are going to really enjoy this. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. Neither of us are going to take a backward step. I won't, at least. So we're going to have a blast.
Definitely. Now, looking at the lightweight division, there's always so much going on. And someone that you just fought, Charles Oliveira, he's most likely slated to fight Dustin Poirier. How do you see that fight playing out?
Man, if that fight happens, which I don't know if it does necessarily right away. Poirier, I think Poirier is I think they're both well-rounded. I think Poirier's got a little bit more of that, kind of that dog in them. When the fight gets into the thick of it. Obviously Charles Oliveira beat me in the second round, very soon into the second round. So we didn't really see a lot of longevity in a fight like that. We saw him go 3 rounds of Tony Ferguson, but that was muchly a one-sided affair. I think a fight with Dustin Poirier, he puts hands on him pretty solidly those first couple rounds and kind of starts to put it on Charles. I think Poirier wins that fight by 3rd, 4th round finish. If they do go all 5, Poirier wins the decision.
Well, why do you say that you don't think it happens right away?
Man, if I'm Dustin Poirier, I'm just waiting for Conor 4. Yeah. I am, because I think, and this was an interesting hot take that I actually heard Jesse on Fire talking about, that, if Poirier goes and wins the title, can Conor come right back and fight Poirier if he has the title? Crazier things have happened, So if I'm Poirier, I'm just waiting for Conor 4, especially after he said numerous things about my wife and my kids and killing me, all that kind of stuff. So, but I also know, and this is a testament to Poirier as a competitor, he wants to win the ultimate prize in mixed martial arts. He's been an interim champion, but he hasn't been a full-fledged, 100% undisputed champion. So I think the competitor in him will go fight Charles Oliveira. But there's an inkling, there's a part of me that says, might as well just wait out and get the big money fighting Conor.
Well, speaking of Conor, what do you make of him kind of getting personal, and not only to Dustin Poirier and his family, but also Khabib's again?
Yeah, I don't know. Conor goes through these ups and downs and kind of these seasons, and we're all just human beings. We're entertainers and we're fighters, and we're held to a standard that we don't have normal human emotions, but we do. I'm sure he has sent out tweets that he regrets. I'm sure he has said things that he regrets. But he has a way of captivating people. That's why we all tune in to watch Conor McGregor. He captivates you, not just your fighting senses that you, when you want to watch a fight, it doesn't just interest your imagination when it comes to watching fights and watching the competition. You're seeing a real life superhero to a lot of people. A lot of people, people think he's like a superhero. He's only won one fight in the lightweight division in the last couple of years, or whatever his record is in the lightweight division. People still think he's a superhero because of the character that he is, the character that he plays, for better or worse, whether it's real or it's just for the cameras or just for the shows. But I think we've seen shades of Conor that says, man, that guy, that father, that husband, or fiance, partner, that's the guy that we want to see too. So we've seen both sides of Conor. I heard Daniel Cormier talking about it being a cry for help. I thought that was a very interesting perspective. I think Conor's bored right now. He's just doing rehab and trying to work out with his legs. So idle hands are the devil's playground, So the man, I wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he gets the boot off, gets his leg set up so he can get out there and train and stay off Twitter.
Well, I know you're a very busy man, but have you been following the Olympics and Gable Steveson, who won the gold medal, coming from a wrestling background like yourself? What do you make of that?
Absolutely awesome. Shout out to Martin Advisor Group. Actually, Gable just signed a deal with my manager, Dave Martin, and Randall Alleman. Now that NCAA athletes can, sell their name, likeness, and image or whatever that is. I don't know the details, but man, he's just a phenomenal athlete. And to see that type of athleticism, power, speed, and even just wrestling IQ at such a young age, and obviously spending this last 2 days with Daniel Cormier, that's all we talked about was Olympic wrestling. Daniel Cormier is addicted to Olympic wrestling, which it only happens every 4 years, so we'll give him a pass. But he's watching it on his phone. This morning he shows up all starry-eyed, like, I stayed up till 4 a.m. watching Olympic wrestling. I'm like, I like Olympic wrestling, dude, but you like Olympic wrestling. Anyways, back to Gable Stevenson. So a guy like that who wins a Olympic title and then still has 2 more years of eligibility left at University of Minnesota. It's so cool to see. There's rumors of him already talking about going to WWE, so that'll be fun to watch. I love when legitimate college wrestlers move into WWE or, mixed martial arts. Wink, wink. Gable, come on over, get into some fights, man. It'll be fun. But he's a special talent. All I know is the U.S. did phenomenal this year. Actually, wrestling starts here in a couple minutes, too. I'll watch a couple matches tonight. But it's so cool to see U.S. Olympic wrestling is on the rise, and it's the best sport in the world to prepare you for what I'm doing today, which is mixed martial arts, and it's also maybe the man, the father, the competitor, the champion that I am today. So I'm indebted forever to the sport of wrestling and those who have had me in the palm of their hand throughout my entire wrestling career.
Very well said. Now, lastly, speaking of wrestling and someone that you know very well, a former teammate of yours, Tyron Woodley, he's fighting at the end of this month, boxing Jake Paul. How do you think he'll do?
Crazy. Number one, whether you like Jake Paul or you don't like Jake Paul, hats off to him for taking this fight. I thought, obviously for me, I wanted Ben to get the big payday, and I wanted when they were talking about Tyron, I wanted Tyron to get the big payday, but I never thought that Jake Paul would actually sign to fight Tyron, because Tyron isn't like Ben. Love you, Ben, but we all know Ben didn't have the greatest hands. He wasn't a great MMA striker, let alone a boxing striker. But for Jake Paul to sign on the dotted line to fight Tyron, he's got some, he got some courage. He's showing some courage. He's showing some gall. It'll be a fun fight to watch. I'll be tuning in, but I think we're gonna see hopefully what I wanted Ben to do, which is get in Jake Paul's face, wear on him, land some punches, make it a dirty fight, get him into a competition. Jake Paul wrestled a little bit when he was younger. Jake Paul's fought some guys who weren't real boxers, so he's kind of had a skewed reality of what professional boxing is, what professional combat sports are. So if anybody can do it, it's Tyron. I'm excited to watch it. I hope Tyron gets in his face and I hope he knocks him out.
But everyone's excited for your fight in November. So for your fans, what would you like to let them know?
I'm just excited to be back. This whole thing's been a dream come true. You guys, we've been friends for years now. You guys followed me throughout Bellator. Loved it there. Loved being there. Loved what I was doing. But I knew I wouldn't be able to lay my head on the pillow at night without testing myself against the best guys in the world. And that's why I came into the UFC. And we've had a blast so far. The platform is growing, being able to reach a ton of people, speak to a ton of people, put my talents out there for the masses to see under the UFC banner. The UFC has been nothing but amazing thus far. So this train is gaining steam. Even though we ran into a roadblock a couple months ago, we are gaining steam. Still have our sights set on UFC Gold. So y'all stick around, and I'll see you at the top.